All right, this is Diamond Global Power affiliate Chuck Williams. I want to welcome you to our Thursday night review of session 3, which was posturing and takeaway selling and the preliminary interview. I stressed Tuesday night that this is the most important link, and you can also start using this immediately in your presentations, whether they're LinkedIn leads or any other type of leads. This is a phenomenal way to discover someone's why and any possible objections they may have. Mike, before we get started, I just want to add a little testimonial, I guess. We had a record-setting webinar today in Africa. It was noon my time here in Central Time, but it was like 6 p.m. in Nigeria and 7 p.m. in South Africa. And it was a record turnout. And I would say about 90% of the people on that webinar today were a direct result of LinkedIn lead generation leads. And now even those people are starting to learn to use the LinkedIn lead generation system, so they're using it, and that's how we found them in the first place. So again, just hats off to you, brother. Excited about tonight's review, and even more excited about next week, and just how you continue to evolve this program and make it better and better. So I'm going to take some notes and turn it over to you, buddy.
Okay, thanks, Chuck. Want to say hello to everybody tonight. Appreciate you coming out here tonight on a Thursday night. And as you know, the premise or the platform for this call is after you've had a chance to listen to the lesson 3 that you did on Tuesday and digest it and think about it a little bit, time to come back here and ask some questions, anything that Chuck and I can clarify for you. And before I open up the mics here, I did want to tell you a couple of things. The continuous education program that we have after you graduate is going to be dedicated to posturing, preliminary interviews, and converting prospects into shopping Sherlock distributors. We're going to put a lot of emphasis on that. We want you to start, in being able to earn money from this system right away. And as Chuck said earlier, the posturing and what you learn here too can work for your warm market. So your chance to engage tonight, ask questions. Chuck and I are both here to answer your questions, so if you have a question, feel free, raise your hand, and we'll get your mic opened, and we'll go from there. Any comments? We're not getting any questions, Chuck, so I guess we got to go for comments to get started here tonight.
Yeah, don't be shy, because I was just going to say, don't be shy, because any question you have about the process, probably half the room has that same question. Mike and I think this is so simple because we've been doing it for a while, but I know it's not simple when you're first going through it. So if you've got any questions about anything we've covered so far, go ahead and ask your questions. Okay. So Mike, I see Tom has his hand up. Let me undo his microphone here.
Sure. Gail's got her.
Tom, go right ahead, sir.
A couple things. In an email the other day, Mike said to me, after reviewing my profile, he said something about getting into projects. Can you talk about projects a little bit?
Sure. Projects is a category in that LinkedIn allows you to utilize. It's not one of the ones that you see right away in the summary. You've got to go up above your status circle, and you'll find it up there. But what projects is this? Let's say you have a primary job and you're working closely with a team member or team within that company, and you're working on pretty much a special project. You can list that, and you could list it under your experience of what your primary job is. If you're working on a project right now, I'm working on a LinkedIn lead project for my Sherlock business. That could be a project. You can. The good thing about the project is this: you list it. You can do a project within a project, but you can also add people that you're working with on that project. You'll see a spot for them. Add people that are connected with you, and then that information goes out to their circle of people as well. So it's just another way, a sub-way of creating exposure in other people's networks as well.
I noticed that, I mean, this 45 minutes a day, is that chiefly and solely dedicated to trying to connect with like-minded people to build up your connections?
The answer to that, Tom, is yes.
Okay.
On the days that you wouldn't be sending out your campaigns. And it would go something like this. Every 10 to 12 business days, you're going to send out a campaign, a recommendation request campaign.
Right.
But in the meantime, you're going to keep building. You know, in 45 minutes a day, you should be able to add, 15 to 20 people a day, 5 days a week, unless you're working on the campaign.
Okay, I understand, because that's kind of a follow-up, and that's fine. I understand that, and I understand the need for that. That's great. The reason I'm asking that is because I also am seeing certain of these groups that I've joined that have subgroups. A lot of these main groups don't allow you to really do much. They call it spam, obviously, if you're trying to sell your business too much and talk about your business and advertise and that type of thing. But they have subgroups and things like that that'll allow you to do those things. So is a LinkedIn program to get leads pretty much just mining for like-minded people, or do you also utilize some of these subgroups within a group to try and advertise?
No, we don't use any groups to promote the recommendation request at all. Not
Okay.
at all, Tom.
Is it advisable to try it and do some advertising and so forth in these subgroups, or you find that counterproductive in some way?
I find it counterproductive.
Okay. That's all I have so far.
I look forward to talking to you in the morning, Tom.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Mike, let's go to Gail next. She's got her hand raised, so I'll unmute her.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Gail.
Okay, I don't know why, but for some reason I'm having I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but I'm trying to choose what my keywords are, and I'm wondering, like, would keywords be e-commerce and m-commerce? I'm not exactly sure what my keywords should be in my profile.
You're talking about your specialties, Gail?
Just in general, putting keywords in. Like, I know that when I listen to our LinkedIn, he's talking about sports. That's his keyword. I'm just not sure what my keyword should be.
Bed and breakfast owner.
Yep.
That would be a keyword phrase for you, right?
Okay. Yep.
Western New York travel might be. Niagara Falls travel, vacations.
Yep.
I could think of a whole bunch of them, for your bed and breakfast. Consumer. I know some of you have chosen the consumer savings specialist. You could online shopping savings specialist. There's all different things. You just kind of let your imagination go there and just kind of describe where you are and what you do, and work off of those keywords.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can handle that. I don't know why I think I just was thinking too much around it instead of just where I need to be. Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
That helps a lot.
okay, that's what I wanted to know. But that helped you a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Chuck. Who else do we have here? We have Kate next, correct? All right, go ahead, Kate. You're unmuted. Kate Burt from Australia. Go ahead, Kate. We lose our signal, Chuck? Paul, you had your hand raised. Paul Glover, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I'm still here with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Paul.
Oh, okay. Now, the only comment that I have is, now I'm a complete, I should have my profile and everything completed probably by, I would say tomorrow afternoon, and then I'm going to update my photo. I have my military photo on there right now because I want to suit up and make myself look a little bit more presentable. And because I know the picture paints 1,000 words, right?
Agreed.
That makes a big difference.
Agreed.
So, and that's the reason why I want to do that. And that's the only thing I have a compliment about it. And one more thing is, you know, I only been in the company probably about 3 weeks now, and I really am excited and fired up about it. And
very good.
Looking to go to the next level.
We appreciate it, and thanks for serving.
Yes, sir. Anytime. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, I am going to, let's see here. I'm going to unmute Brandon. Brandon, any comments you'd like to make about the training so far? Any questions?
Well, no question, but my comment is that I think that this is absolutely fantastic. I'm actually signing somebody up tomorrow, and it's not that he came from LinkedIn, but I used the three-question technique when he contacted me. Saw one of my videos, and I just asked him a couple of questions. And he's signing up tomorrow. I was like, wow, it's stuff that I knew, but not nearly how to actually effectively use the technique. And I should have been doing this all along. So I see how it can work excellent when you're cold marketing with people that you don't know, and you want to qualify them correctly. So I'm looking forward to. I'm glad that all of these have been recorded because I'm a person that I need to see things over and over and over again, and then I put it into practice. Sure. So I appreciate this entire series.
Okay, Brandon, we appreciate you having you. Brandon?
Yes, sir.
One other thing. You and I got to get together so we can work with Stevie Hicks.
Okay.
Okay?
No problem at all.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, Cassandra, you're McAllister. You're unmuted, Cassandra. Go ahead.
Hi. My question was, in my profile, should I refrain from using words like shopping because I would kind of like to appeal to the male perspective? Should I use words like e-commerce, network marketing, direct sales?
Well, I like to stay away from the word network marketing, and I've told a few of the people that I've reviewed their profile with. Okay, I like to stay. I like to use internet marketing.
Okay.
I just think that a lot of people, when they hear network marketing, they think they're going to get pitched, and we want to get a chance first, Cassandra, to present, you know, your qualities first in your profile. You know, our videos will take care of the presenting for us. I'd just like to get people onto your profile, feel comfortable with you, and, you know, connect with you. Just don't want people to feel like they're going to get pitched. Do you understand what I'm saying there?
Yes.
You
Thank
sure?
you.
You sure?
Yes.
Did you send me an email today?
Yes, I sent you another one about half an hour ago.
Okay, but did I respond to the first one?
Yes.
Okay, was that acceptable?
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, Cassandra. Okay. All right, we're going to go to Gail Forrest next in Duxbury, Massachusetts. Hi, Gail.
Hi, Mike. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. How are you
Okay.
tonight?
I was wondering about that keywords thing and whether we should sprinkle a lot of it into our profile, or we should just be natural about it.
Well, as much as you can without overkill. Because the reason that we take those phrases and keywords from specialties and put them back into the summary is when the crawler goes through there, the Google crawler on your LinkedIn profile, it'll rank you by those keywords and key phrases.
Okay.
That's why we do that.
Well, I tried to send you over I've done pretty much the whole thing, and I wanted to send it over to you, but for some reason or other, it wouldn't go through, and I was getting a little panicked because it was so late, so I just decided to drop
No
it.
problem. Send it over. I'll get a chance to look at it in the next couple of days.
Okay.
Okay? Anna, I didn't get a chance to answer your email. No worries. We'll get you caught up. Again, no worries about that. Okay? I got you unmuted, Anna. All right, Deborah Brown. Deborah, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Mike. I know that we're meeting tomorrow morning, so I will pretty much reserve all my questions for then.
Okay. Yeah. I got your message, and we're going to do that on Skype, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Look forward to it, Deborah. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you.
All right.
Hey, Deborah, before you go,
Evangeline.
hey, Mike,
Yes.
I don't want to let Deborah get off that easy. That's ridiculous. What are you being so nice for tonight? Deborah, your questions will help everybody learn. So come up with one of your questions. Mike, this lady asked me 100 questions before she joined our team, so I like picking on her. She's awesome. But Deborah, seriously, this call is all about questions, and your questions are awesome. So ask one or two of them now so other people can learn from the same thing, because I promise you, whatever you're questioning, half the people or more have the same question. So I'm not letting you off so easy. Give him a question or two, please.
First of all, Chuck, why are you scaring Mike about our meeting tomorrow? It's not going to be that bad, Mike.
Hey, Mike, have you ever dealt with an engineer?
Certainly.
Okay, that's what she is.
Okay. Well, okay, one of the more general questions I have, because a lot of it really has to do with my personal profile and circumstances, so I won't bore the group with that. But one question I had when I was adding groups yesterday, I found that when I put in words that I expected to find more groups for, like professionals, for instance, it would only give me, say, 3 in the results. And I know that there are a lot more. So I'm not sure what I'm doing to limit that search.
Well,
like the search results.
I had something like this happen to me at one time when I put the word entrepreneur in. I didn't get what I was looking for, but when I put entrepreneurs in, plural, I found a group that had 420,000 and another group that had 120. Same with sale when I put like sales in, or sales professionals, when I added like sales and marketing professionals. Sometimes you just have to blend some keywords there, Deborah. It's trial and error sometimes.
Well, I actually did that, and I found the same result that you found. When I pluralized the words, I got more. But
Yes.
I still expected to see a lot more. Like, we know that you have, Atlanta professionals and other states having professionals, professional groups, but those didn't show up for me. I would only get like 2 or 3 results.
You brought up something when you said Atlanta. I know there's a group out there that's Atlanta IT professionals. I know, some of the bigger groups out there, Deborah, like Linked St. Louis or Linked, South Florida or whatever. When you find big groups, you can cross-reference those and take that word that you're trying to find a group for and put it in there and search in those large groups, and you can still pull out people that way. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wait, could you repeat that, please?
Well,
When you look.
let me just say this. You take a group like Linked St. Louis, okay, or Linked Los Angeles, or Linked Working Atlanta. You're going to find that those big groups that have been established in what I call the major league cities, you're going to find a blend of professional people in there. And I think you've got to be a little bit more specific than just the word professionals. I think you need to have sales and marketing professional or network marketing professional. I don't think that the word professional is specific enough, I guess is what I'm trying to say to you.
So when I put in professionals, for example, I got 3 groups. One was, I think, the South Florida professionals, and then there was an IT professionals group. But I know that there are other groups with professionals in the title. So my question is really, why wouldn't the search results at least give me more than 2 for such a common word?
Because they're not populating for that. That's just the way that LinkedIn is set up. I mean, I think you think it should work one way, but it doesn't work that way. Let me go to LinkedIn.
Got it.
And what I'm trying to say, what kind of professional are you looking for, Deborah?
Well, I was sorry.
Go ahead.
I was being general because I wanted to see what was available. So I thought that I would get a listing of any group that included the word professionals. But it turns out that it was not the case.
You're talking South Florida?
I wasn't even limiting it to that, but after when I put Florida in, then I saw that.
Well, here's one that popped up right on my screen right here. Christian professionals. You see this group right here?
Exactly.
Christian.
Okay, Mike, that's a perfect example. Why wouldn't that show up when I put in professionals in the search?
Because I think it's keyed under Christian. That's why. It's got 52,000 members in it. And that's what I wanted to show you, and I'll show everybody else here the same thing. You know, when I look in my groups, you know, think about, you know, the big metropolitan cities, and a lot of them are under, just trying to give you an example here. Here's one here, Linked Working Los Angeles, Linked Working Cleveland. I know there's Linked St. Louis, so on and so forth. And, you know, you're going to have to go in that direction, I think, Deborah.
Okay.
But here's another example, and I'm sure somebody else might have something to add to this too. I'm looking for, let's see here, Miami-Dade Business Connection, local business networking. That's not a big group though, Deborah, but I think at one time it was pretty active. It was called the Miami-Dade Business Connection, local business network. Greater Boston networking. You know, a lot of times, Deborah, here's a good point. I don't know why, but LinkedIn defines some of these cities as Greater Los Angeles, Greater St. Louis, Greater Miami. So use the word greater, too, if you can, in front of a large city's name. Here's one right here. Here's the one I wanted to show you. Let me move this. Marketing, PR, Sales Innovators. This is a large group right here. Okay, but it's how I found it is when I connect with people, I look at what groups they're in. And then it's easier to find groups when you start making connections with people. For example, this group has 264,000 people in it. So what I would do in your case, if you're in South Florida, I would simply, you know, click on here, and I try to find, you know, people in my area. That would be in this group. That's another way that you can do it.
I
And
see.
you'll see it's going to populate. It's got over 500 people in here that have Miami somewhere in their profiles. And you can make a determination who you would want to connect with. Does that answer your question? I hope it did.
Yes, it does, because I wanted to, you've definitely shown me more technique around using the search. So
Yeah.
that's really what I really wanted to understand. And as you said, I think it's not working the way I think it should work.
Okay.
So
Well,
now I know how to get around it.
we can take it a little bit further tomorrow too.
Hey, Mike, while we're on that
Good.
topic,
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
another thing I do to find good groups is when I find the perfect prospect, I just go down and look what groups they're in. And that can also open up a
Yeah,
lot of new
that's
groups
right, Chuck.
that have similarity for you.
That's a shortcut. They've already done all the work for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm going to put the mute on Deborah. And if you found Deborah's question and our dialogue helpful, would you please raise your hand?
Okay.
All right, Deborah, I just want to show you that it pays to contribute because people will benefit from what you do. I'm going to lower everybody's hand, so if you are trying to raise your hand for a question or comment, you'll need to do it again. I've just lowered everybody's hand. Thank you for everybody answering.
Okay.
All right, Mike, go right ahead, buddy. Back to you.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Evangeline next, out on the West Coast.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Chuck. I appreciate all that you're doing. I was just like standing in the doorway. Hold on a second. I'm usually on the move on Thursdays. Anyway, I appreciate you answering my questions that I had on the email. I have two questions for you. One is, I know you mentioned that I should put down specialties, but I'm not sure what specialties I have. So I'm not sure what to put down there. I saw a couple that I got from Chuck's profile and from Brandon's profile and from yours, but I'm still not quite sure what all I can put on there. And then the second question is, in joining the groups, I believe you said we have to invite the second generation. So the ones that don't have any number by them, are we not supposed to invite them?
That's correct. And every
Okay.
time, Evangeline, every time you invite a second degree connection and they become a first degree,
Right, I saw that.
they will bring you their other people, and you get more second degree connections.
Ah, okay.
It just keeps multiplying.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
That is great. I will get a chance to get back to you and make an appointment. And I did get to enjoy what the other young lady's questions were that was before me, but on my phone I don't see a way I can like raise my hand because the screen is so small. But I just wanted her to know I enjoyed her questions too.
All right. Yeah. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Kate, we'll try to open your mic again here. Kate, you're unmuted. Hello, Kate. We've got Kate's in Australia, so we've got some sort of a challenge here with the audio.
Kate?
Dr. Lisa Hare, do you have any questions? Dr. Lisa?
Well, since we talked yesterday, I'm just trying to put more pictures and find more testimonials of some of the projects I'm working on to put in my profile.
Very good. Okay. And we're scheduled to speak on Monday, right?
Right.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lisa. Nyla, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm okay. I just have some. I'm still working on thinking of coming up with some pictures and some different things for my profile, and I will be getting in touch with you to schedule an appointment so we can go these, go over these steps.
Okay, Nyla. Very good. Thank you, Nyla.
All right. Thank you.
Rhonda, I'm not sure you can speak tonight, but I opened your mic. If not, we understand. Okay. Okay, Teresa Stovall. Hi, Teresa.
Yes. Hey, how are you, Mike? How are you, Chuck? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Teresa. He might be muted and forgot to unmute.
I was muted, but I'm
That's
doing
fine.
great. Thank you.
Okay, hey.
I got your email, Teresa. I haven't had a chance to review it, but I did see
Okay,
it.
wonderful. Well, I enjoyed the process of revamping the language in my LinkedIn profile.
Very good.
So all of this is just extraordinarily valuable, all of the questions, all of the answers, the keywords to put in to look for groups, because that'll be my next step. Now, when people are talking about putting pictures in their profile, are they talking about visuals beyond just, their picture at the top, like throughout the summary background section, inserting visuals, or is that something? Yes?
Yes. And for a good example of that, if you look at Dr. Lisa Christensen, I always use her as an example. You can see her on, well, here, I'll do it right now.
And videos, right? You talked about videos too.
Yes. Yeah. I'll just bring this up.
Oh, cool.
You can see it as soon as it populates here. I think she does a pretty good job of promoting herself, so I'll let this populate here. She's really built her own brand on LinkedIn, and I don't think there's anything wrong with this, but can you see some of the things that she's done here?
Yes, pictures of her in action with other people, lots of logos.
And I think what I tell people is everything that she says, she proves, which I like very much. So as you can see, in every one of her sections, she's promoting her brand. So.
Okay, well, I'm working on that too.
Okay, thanks, Teresa.
Sure, thank you.
Okay. Tanya, good evening. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great.
Any questions tonight, Tanya?
Let me see. The group thing, the groups, she answered, the young lady answered that didn't want to talk. And I couldn't find my hand to raise either, but it did help. So she answered those questions that I had too, because I was getting the same thing, like just with people, 7 members, 20 members. So now also, okay, if there is, when somebody says, does anyone have work at home, can we respond to, they're not
You're breaking up, Tanya. Sorry.
part of my, okay, I'm sorry. I see on LinkedIn where someone says, that ask.
Tanya, if you can hear me, you're breaking up pretty bad. I'm going to try to come back to you here in a minute, okay? But before I get to Benita and William, what I did want to show everybody, what Chuck was talking about, you go down to the bottom of somebody's profile that you consider has a lot of connections, maybe in the same, you can go down and see what groups they're in. And sometimes that'll give you a really good indication of some of the other groups that you might want to consider getting in. So get in the habit of doing that as well. Okay? Very good. All right. We're going to go to Vanita next. You're unmuted, Vanita. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Vanita.
Oh, how you doing, Mike? And
Good.
I want to thank you too for these training sessions. They've been very, very instrumental and inspiring. So far, I feel good about my profile. I talked to Sherry. She helped me tweak it. And I'm at the point where I just want to get my groups, you know, I want to do the group thing. I haven't gotten to that point yet where I'm in it. So that's my goal for this weekend.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't have any real questions yet because I'm the type of person until I confront it and I'm in it and I'm floating, then my questions will come up. Right now, everything is somewhat just kind of intellectual, which I understand, but I want that reality. Then I'll be able to have some real questions. But so far, I pretty much understand what we've been talking about. I really enjoyed the other day with the takeaway concept. That's just like, you know, something that I have always been keen to, but I didn't know that it was something that was practiced by many people. But I really enjoyed that, and that's going to really help me do the type of marketing that the way I want to market. Otherwise, I'm just ready to make some money.
Very good. Thanks, Vanita. I'll review the information that you sent me to, and I'll be getting back to you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, Bill in Delaware. How are you tonight? Any questions, Bill? Chuck, can you hear me?
I can, sir. Hey, while you're looking,
Bill, I think he's on the phone.
Let me see here. Attendee cannot be unmuted until they enter their PIN number. Send in their PIN number. Okay, I sent him his PIN number. So if he enters that PIN number, we can unmute him. While you're waiting for him, Tanya typed in her question for you. She just want to know if someone asks a question, I'm looking for home-based business, can you help? Is it okay to reach out to them?
Absolutely.
Also, I wanted to know if Mike received my email to review my profile.
Yes, I was going to mention that to her. I have it. It's on my list.
All right, let me go back to that first question. If somebody reached out to you, I'm looking for a home-based business, can you help? Tanya, 99 times out of 100, they're probably just somebody trying to recruit you. And so when somebody comes out and asks me that question, I ignore them. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but when you're building up your profile and you're building up your farm, as we call it, your prospects, I wouldn't be too interested in dialoguing with those people during that process. You want to wait and do the process the way Mike's going to teach you tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but next week, and that is the recommendation request. The recommendation request will put you in control and allow them to respond to that request if they're interested in the information that's in the recommendation request. So again, when somebody tries to connect with you too quick and they try to pitch you, I tend to just thank them and move on and ignore them and wait until I'm ready to do my campaign, which is the recommendation request, which is the next lesson we're going to teach you. So I just want to respond to her on that.
Okay. Thanks, Chuck. I didn't realize that was a ploy to get you to do that, so I apologize.
No problem.
I did not realize that. Hey, Chuck, do you want to speak a little bit to, what we're going to be accomplishing with the preliminary interview and the posturing here as we go forward and the emphasis we're going to put on it?
Yeah, one of the things Mike and I have noticed as we do this training is, we're very, very good. I say we. I'm hanging in there with you, Mike. Mike is very, very good at helping us get leads, and I've learned it, and I've seen it work over and over and over again. But where we find a weakness is people aren't that good at taking them through the system and the sales process. And so we're going to actually expand in our alumni training, which you're automatically included in once you complete this course. In our alumni training going forward, we're going to spend a lot of time assuming that you know how to get the leads, having gone through the 4 sessions and done your homework. And now you need to understand how to get them from, hey, I'm interested, to not only enrolling, but themselves taking this training so they can duplicate the process and grow your team even faster. And so in the past, we've kind of just left people at the point where, hey, here's how you get leads. Now go do what you're supposed to do. Well, we found a lot of people, and Brandon, I'm not talking about you and your team, I'm talking about my team. As much as I try to teach people how to do it, they just didn't know how to handle a prospect. And so Mike and I are going to take this train a little step further, and we're going to help you take them not only through the preliminary interview, but then through the process. So when somebody raises their hand and says, I'm interested, we're going to basically have the training in place. An entire session will be dedicated to helping you get that person from there through your system and into your business. So that was Mike's idea. He's been working with a lot of people, and he just saw that as a need, and so we're going to fill that need. And there'll be no extra charge for that or anything. I mean, that's just going to be part of the alumni training going forward, and it's just the continual evolution of the program. So, Mike, really excited about that and appreciate you thinking that way.
Yeah, very good, Chuck. All right. Appreciate everybody's questions and comments tonight. Again, if you need to speak with me, one-on-one, send an email. We'll do it on Skype, or we'll do it on the phone. I prefer Skype, but phone is okay as well. So thanks for your time tonight. And I just wanted to say to Kate, you can hear me, Kate, I'm going to be calling you in the next few minutes on Skype. So, okay, wait, Gail has her hand up. Gail, go ahead, Gail, last question.
Okay, one of the questions I had was, well, I got lots, but anyways, one of the questions I had is, can we take, are we allowed to take from the Sherlock video, and I'm particularly thinking of the one where it's the guy with the tie and he has his hands. It's the one that we use, I think it's called My Sherlock. Can we actually put that onto where it's so validating that we are Sherlock, distributors? Yeah, can we put that there to, would that be appropriate or not?
Well, I'm gonna refer this to Chuck. I'm not certain, Chuck, I know what video she's referring to, but I prefer if it's pitching the business, and it's just like we talked the other day, Chuck, if they see that video first without talking to the person, sometimes you just lose them right there.
Yeah, basically, Gail, I don't want to have that video until I'm ready for them to see the videos. And we've got a very, very clear system, step one, a step two video. If it's any other video than that, I'd like to know what you're planning to use, because those are the videos that work. Step one, step two, and the company is continuing to step up to the plate and make the marketing tools that make this very, very duplicatable. Brandon and I are part of the leadership committee that helps with that. And I'm telling you, Michael Weeder is doing a phenomenal job of bringing us the tools. So I wouldn't send him anything except, next week we're going to talk about, once you get them through the preliminary interview, we're going to teach you how to set up the recommendation request to get people interested. But then we're going to have one more session where we actually take you through the entire sales process. But I would not have anything on my LinkedIn profile or give them anything until I'm ready to take them through the process professionally at my pace, because I'm the one choosing who I work with. Does that make sense, Gail?
Yeah, that makes sense. I totally get it. I just thought, because that's the way I kind of think, like what's appropriate for now, what will be appropriate. Now, that's perfect.
All right, and Mike, Kate just sent a question that she can hear us, and so she's looking forward to your call.
Okay.
Tom had his hand up. I don't know if, real quick, we can see if he had something, and then we'll close it up after that.
Okay.
Tom, I've unmuted you. Do you have something you want to say, sir?
Yeah, he and I could probably discuss it tomorrow. But on the last session's notes, it talked about us going on to the network section of LinkedIn, clicking on adding connections, and following the prompts, and basically adding additional people, importing our list from our email, from social media, and so forth. Yeah. It said on LinkedIn that they would not be emailing those people and so forth without our permission. What exactly do they do once they have those lists imported?
They said, it's my understanding, Tom, that a message is sent to them saying that you're on LinkedIn and that you can connect with them.
Okay, and that would be if they're on LinkedIn or not.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not sure about that, but if somebody wasn't on LinkedIn, they probably would not respond to it. But the people that are, and maybe that you haven't connected with yet, it's just kind of a reminder to them that you're on LinkedIn. It's just another way to bring people into your connection list.
All right. Okay. That's something you obviously recommend doing.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Same with alumni, Tom. I know you went to what was it? The school you went to? I saw it on.
I went to Loma Linda University.
Yeah, Loma Linda. That's right. Yeah. So you can find individuals that you might have went to school with there or other alumni that will connect with you as well.
Okay. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, Tom.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, Chuck, thank you for your time tonight.
Great job, Mike. Good job, everybody. Way to participate. We'll see you Tuesday night. Bye-bye.